Chapter 1: The Discovery. Dr. Evelyn Carter had spent her entire career chasing an elusive truth, one that defied classical physics, one that could rewrite the very fabric of reality. As the lead researcher at the Quantum Dynamics Laboratory in Geneva, she had access to the most advanced particle colliders and quantum computers in the world. But despite all the cutting-edge technology at her disposal, the answers remained just out of reach. Until tonight. The lab was nearly empty at this hour, save for the hum of supercooled machinery and the faint glow of holographic displays. Evelyn stood before the main terminal, her fingers flying over the controls as she adjusted the parameters of the latest experiment. She had spent months refining a new quantum entanglement protocol, one that didn't just link particles across space, but across time. One more test, she muttered to herself. The machine whirred to life, a cascade of photons firing through a maze of superconducting circuits. The readouts flickered wildly before stabilizing. And then, pulse, signal. Evelyn's breath caught in her throat. The entangled particles weren't just communicating instantaneously across distance. They were responding to adjustments before she even made them, as if the particles knew what she was going to do before she did it. This can't be right, she whispered. But the data didn't lie. She had just witnessed retrocausality, an effect where the future influenced the past. If this was real, then causality itself was an illusion. The universe didn't operate in a straight line. Time was fluid. And if that was true, then everything humanity thought it knew about reality was wrong. Chapter 2: The Consequences. 3 days later, Evelyn presented her findings to the lab's oversight committee. The room was packed with physicists, engineers, and government officials, all of them skeptical until she ran the demonstration. The same result, every time. The implications were staggering. If information could be sent backward in time, then the future wasn't just undetermined, it was mutable. Decisions made tomorrow could alter events yesterday. The past wasn't fixed. History could be rewritten. But not everyone saw this as a breakthrough. Dr. Marcus Voss, a senior physicist and longtime rival of Evelyn's, stood up abruptly. What you're suggesting isn't just revolutionary. It's dangerous. If time isn't linear, then cause and effect break down. We could create paradoxes, unravel reality itself. Evelyn shook her head. We're not unraveling anything. We're understanding it. This is the next step in human knowledge. The debate raged for hours, but by the end, the committee reached a decision. Evelyn's research would be classified. No publication. No public announcement. At least not until they understood the risks. That night, as Evelyn pored over the data in solitude, she received an encrypted message. Unknown sender. They're afraid of what you found. But you're right, this changes everything. Meet me. We can't let them bury the truth. Evelyn hesitated. Was this a trap? Or was there someone else out there who understood the magnitude of her discovery? She made her choice. Chapter 3: The Hidden Truth. The meeting place was an abandoned observatory on the outskirts of the city. Evelyn arrived under the cover of darkness, her pulse racing. A figure emerged from the shadows, a woman in a long coat, her face partially obscured. "Dr. Carter," the woman said. "I'm Dr. Lin Zhao. I used to work for the same people you do. Until I realized they weren't just suppressing quantum research, they were weaponizing it." Evelyn frowned. "Weaponizing how?" Lin handed her a data drive. "Because we're not the first to discover this. Someone else did. Decades ago. And they've been manipulating time ever since." The files on the drive were chilling. Classified experiments from the Cold War. Reports of temporal agents, altering historical events. A secret war fought not across nations, but across timelines. Evelyn's hands trembled. This is impossible. Lean's expression was grim. No, it's quantum physics. And if we don't stop them, they'll lock the future into a reality none of us would choose. Chapter 4: The Choice. Evelyn and Lean spent weeks analyzing the data, tracing the hidden patterns of temporal interference. Every major historical event, wars, elections, scientific breakthroughs, showed signs of manipulation. The past wasn't just a record. It was a battleground. But the most shocking revelation came when they uncovered a message, one that had been embedded in quantum fluctuations, waiting for someone with the right knowledge to find it. Message: if you're reading this, you've seen the truth. But you're not the first. And unless you act, you won't be the last. The key is in the entanglement. Use it to send a signal back. Change the beginning. Evelyn realized what had to be done. The only way to stop the manipulation was to alter the moment it all began. The first experiment that unlocked retrocausality. But doing so would erase everything that came after, including her own memories. Lean looked at her. You know what this means, right? If we do this, we might never know we succeeded. Evelyn took a deep breath. Some truths are worth forgetting. Chapter 5: The Reset. The machine hummed as Evelyn input the final commands. She had calculated the exact moment to send the signal, a single quantum fluctuation that would disrupt the original experiment before it could be weaponized. Lean stood beside her. Ready? Evelyn nodded. For the first time in history, we're about to make time ours. She activated the sequence. A burst of light, a ripple in the air, and then, epilogue. Dr. Evelyn Carter blinked as she looked up from her notes. The lab was quiet. The experiment she had been preparing for months was about to begin, but for some reason she felt different, like she had just forgotten something important. She shook her head and turned back to the controls. Strange, she thought. For a second I felt like I'd already done this. But that was impossible, wasn't it?